Ed Asner is, of course, a legendary actor, Mary Tyler Moore Show, etc. You could go through a whole list of his shows, and he does voiceover work too, and he did for a campaign to educate folks about how we got to where we are. I watched the whole video, and it's about 8 minutes long, and what it explains is, look, we used to have an equitable tax system in America, and it would pay for roads, bridges, public schools, and we had really good public schools. And then the top 1% started taking their money out of that system, and they stopped paying their fair share of taxes. They lowered their tax rates by buying off politicians, and then even on top of that, they would move their money to the Cayman Islands, etc. And what happened? Our schools started falling apart. Our public transportation, etc. Everything got hurt because we didn't have enough revenue to cover all those expenses. And what did the Republicans do afterwards? Well, they blamed the poor. They blamed government workers like teachers and cops and firemen. So it was true. Now, it was done in an entertaining way, and in one particular scene, it got a little graphic. I was a little amused by it. That's not the direction I would have gone, but apparently Sean Hannity was not amused by it. Let's watch.
On last night's program, we showed you a propaganda cartoon put out by the California Teachers Union, which was the Federation of Teachers, demonizing wealthy Americans for their success. Look at this.
Over time, rich people decided they weren't rich enough, so they came up with ways to get richer. The first way was through tax cuts. They didn't mind if this meant fewer services for everyone. They said, why should I care about other non-rich people? When ordinary people wondered why rich people needed so much money, the 1% said, don't worry. This is good for you, too, because it will trickle down from us to you.
Oh, urinating on people. So do you recognize the voice narrating that cartoon? Well, that is none other than radical left-wing Hollywood actor Ed Asner.
Now, look, I really wouldn't have gone in that direction. I think it's too far. But it's a cartoon, okay? And they're talking about trickling down. You get the joke, obviously, right? Obviously, Hannity does not get the joke. His favorite thing in the world is fall outrage. He's like, can you believe it? A radical left-wing Ed Asner. So they caught up with Ed and had this interesting conversation.
Now, one of our producers confronted him outside the New York City theater where he is currently performing and asked him about his role in this disgusting hit piece.
You remember the video? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember a thing I said on it or a word I said on it. If I agreed to do it for California teachers, I approve this message.
Okay. I think the most controversial part that people are talking about, there's a part of it where we're talking about things trickling down and they have like rich people peeing on poor people.
How disgusting. It should be reverse.
Mm-hmm. So you don't remember what...
Do you have any money?
Yeah.
Can I piss on you?
Pretty classy, Mr. Asner.
The funny thing is, it wasn't just us. The Fox studio laughed. Like, the cameraman and stuff laughed. Look, I'm not even quite sure where Ed was going with that, but it was funny. Okay. And he's confused. He's like, wait, no, the poor should pee on the rich. He's like, anyway, can I pee on you? Funny for everybody, right? But of course, here comes the, minds exploding. Look at these radical left-wingers. How could they pee on us? Here's my favorite, Michelle Malkin.
Well, our old friend, or rather foe, Ed Asner, I remember way back several years ago when he threatened you, Sean. Do you remember this? He was an anti-free speech thug, also a 9/11 truther, inside job conspiracy theorist, a proud card-carrying member of the Democratic Socialists of America, and a militant wealth basher his entire life.
She unloaded, man. She emptied the cartridge on that one. Socialist, communist, Marxist, Maoist, military basher, thug. Do you see Ed Asner? That guy's a thug. Okay, that guy's a thug. And I love how they're like, poor Sean Hannity. He was, apparently he was afraid of Ed Asner, who's like 112 years old. Okay, I mean, I love Ed, but come on, it's not that thug. I mean, that's the thing. They flip reality on its head, so they make it seem like the guy who's saying, hey, maybe we should look out for the poor. Maybe we should actually pay our teachers and firemen and cops a decent wage. He's the bad guy. He's the thug that's intimidating the poor rich folks like Sean Hannity. Only in the Fox News world does that make sense.